Hey Leo, let's see what's going on in your love life. This is a tarot love reading for Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Leo romantically. Now I do always like to remind you, Leo, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. That's totally okay. You are more than welcome here to take what works and leave the rest. So we're jumping right into it today, my lovely lions. Let's see what could be coming toward Leo in love. First message coming out today, we've got the Knight of Swords. So we've got some air energy charging into your life, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This tends to be an action-oriented type of energy. Honestly, Leo, it tends to show up when somebody wants to pursue us, somebody's taking some sort of action towards us, somebody's approaching us, maybe somebody's making their intentions known, they're pursuing you, they're interested in dating you, or if you're already involved with somebody, they could be expressing their interest in moving the relationship forward. But let's see where it goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo. The Eight of Pentacles, nice. I mean, this is a really good card to follow the Knight of Swords because the Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the hard work. It's about investing in someone, prioritizing them, choosing them. And so it really looks to me, Leo, like the energy right now is very supportive of someone coming towards you romantically where they want to show you how important you are to them, you know? And the way that they're doing that is that they're probably going to be doing things to show you that they're making an effort in your relationship. They're also going to be doing things right now with that Knight of Swords to really progress the relationship. So I am getting some big energy of like next steps. So they could be wanting to take the next step with you, whatever that looks like, depending on your relationship, right? Obviously, if this is brand new love coming in, the next step might be going on your first date. Or if you're a bit further into the relationship, it could be your person telling you that they love you, telling you they want to move in. Maybe there's even a proposal here. It just kind of depends where you're at. But these are two really good cards. So let's get one more for the overall energy today, please. And then we've got the King of Pentacles, lovely. So Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm actually kind of in love with this energy for you today, Leo, because King of Pentacles, don't worry about the gender, it's the energy, but it's the energy of a person who's like super stable, super reliable, like you can count on this person. And we've talked about this before on my channel, Leo, where it's like there's something that's so attractive about a person who is consistent, reliable, they follow through on what they say they're gonna do, they show up for you, they make it clear that they're always gonna have your back. So there's like this really beautiful, steady energy that I see here with this King of Pentacles, which feels like really, really good. So if you're single, I feel like this is the energy coming towards you right now. And if you're in a relationship, it definitely looks like they're wanting to progress things, they're wanting to move things forward. So overall, it's like really, really positive vibes for you right now, okay? So what we're gonna do for the rest of the reading, Leo, is we're gonna look more at this person and we're gonna look more at you. So let's look at their overall energy, what they could be feeling, what they could be doing right now. I'll look at the same thing for you and then we'll look at the potential outcome. So let's just kind of see where it goes. So tell me about this person who's here for Leo, please. Okay, interesting. I mean, the first card coming out is actually quite different than the overall energy. So Seven of Cups is a card that tends to show up as more of a confusing type of energy. Someone who's like not really sure what they want, someone who's still figuring out what they want. So I wonder, maybe for some of you, Leo, you've been dealing with someone who's been a bit on the fence, right? So maybe they haven't totally been committing, or maybe they haven't totally been sure what they want, and maybe something is shifting within their energy, right? So I feel like this is a little bit of a turnaround energy for some of you. It's like maybe you're moving from the energy of someone who wasn't committing and wasn't being sure and now realizing that they do. But let's keep going. Tell me more about this person's energy right now, please. Six of Swords, interesting. What came to mind immediately when I pulled that card is they had to deal with something first. Like I'm getting the message dealing with something. They had to deal with something. So with the Seven of Cups followed by the Six of Swords, it's almost feeling to me, Leo, like maybe you've been involved with someone who, like I said, has not fully been committing up until this point, but it feels like there's something else that's been going on for them. And it's like they needed to resolve that issue first before they could fully commit to you. Now it's a general reading, so take it if and how it connects, but the way that I could see this, like the two examples that are kind of coming to mind is maybe they've been really busy at work, you know? I don't know if you've ever dated someone before where they're like in the height of like taking their career to the next level, but like they're super busy. So it's really cool that they're doing all this ambitious stuff. But at the same time, they might not have like the mental and emotional bandwidth to be pursuing a relationship. So maybe for some of you, that's what it is. It's like you've been hanging out, with this person, kind of being together, but not being clear about the future. And maybe it's because they've just had these other things that they've needed to kind of solidify first before taking that next step. And especially if it's related to career, and especially because we've got this King of Pentacles, this could also be the energy of someone who's like, I want to make sure that I'm in like a steady, stable, maybe even with the King of Pentacles, kind of a provider type of energy before being ready to take the next step, okay? So that was the first example that came to mind. Second example, honestly, was like divorce. So them divorcing a previous partner, right? So maybe they were going through a separation or a divorce, and that can be messy, that can be complicated, that can be challenging, right? So it's almost as if your relationship with them wasn't really moving forward while they have been in the process of dealing with that divorce situation or separation situation. But as that starts to resolve, it's ultimately going to create more space for the two of you to connect. I know those are kind of specific examples. I just like to give examples in case it helps, but those are the ones that came to mind. Tell me more about this person's energy right now, please. Five of Wands, yeah. Yeah, there's been something that has been causing conflict for them. Issues, challenges. Like I said, if it's divorce, I think that's very clear. There could be legal issues, custody issues, financial issues, that kind of stuff. It could also be work challenges, so there is a sense of like some sort of tension for your person that they've been navigating. And my sense here, Leo, is that as they've been navigating that situation, they've been less available to invest in your connection. But the overall energy is definitely suggesting a turnaround could be happening soon. Okay. So let's see what they could be feeling right now, please. Look at that, you guys. So first card coming out for their feelings is the King of Wands, which is fire energy. So maybe some of you are dealing with another fire sign, a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius. They're confident in you, okay? So my sense here is not that they don't want to commit, but that life gets in the way sometimes. Because with the King of Wands, they're confident about you, excuse me, they're attracted to you. I think there's a really nice energy. I also feel like there's a little bit of like a power couple kind of energy because we're getting this really strong like king energy. Again, don't worry about the gender, but the kings within the tarot are that mature energy, right? Of people who know what they want and go after it. So I do think maybe the issue here has been timing, right? Like if you've been waiting for this person to fully commit, for them, in their mind, it might be that they've always known that they were going to commit. The timing just had to line up in the right way, and it kind of feels like things could be shifting right now to line up in a good direction. Tell me more about what they could be feeling, please. The Empress, look at that. I mean, this is also giving serious vibes that they want to love you, they want to nurture the connection, Leo. If you want children, I mean, look at that. The Empress is pregnant. So to me, it's also giving like family planning, future-oriented energy of somebody who does want to build a life with you. Tell me more about what they could be feeling right now, please. And then the Justice card, which is giving me like justice of the peace, marriage type of vibes. So let's look at their feelings, Leo, because I think their feelings tell a very significant story about what they want and how they feel about you, right? These are three really nice cards to get in somebody's feelings, okay? So basically, they're super attracted to you. They want to love you. They want to nurture you. And with the Justice cards, like they want to marry you because it's giving like justice of the peace type of vibes. Now, the other thing that's really good to me is that the Justice card, it is about balance. It is about bringing a situation into balance. So like I said, if they've been dealing with some sort of conflict, tension, or change in their life or something that's been taking their attention, I feel like things are going to be balancing out in that situation. And here's the thing, Leo, with this Justice energy, like this could also be them coming in with an apology and being like, I'm sorry things have not been moving forward as quickly, but I really appreciate your patience. Thank you for like being cool with this. Like, I do want to be with you, and thank you for supporting me during this time when I know I've been busy and I've been distracted, right? I could see that conversation happening for some of you. So let's see what actions they could be taking, please. The Three of Wands, yeah. Guess what, Leo? Talking to you about the future, okay? Talking to you about this vision that they have, creating a future together, getting excited about what comes next. Tell me more, please. The Wheel of Fortune, wow. Okay, that's interesting actually, because you know how I said a couple of minutes ago, Leo, I'm almost getting a sense of timing. That's actually what the Wheel of Fortune is. It's kind of that energy of like right person, right place, right time. It's also got a little bit of a destiny element, like meant to be together. So as we get into it, I feel like if you're resonating with the message today, what it's telling me is that maybe you've been a bit frustrated, maybe things have not been moving as quickly between you and your person. It's not because they don't want a future with you. I think they strongly want a future with you, but the timing has to be right. So it's like there's certain things that have needed to happen in their life in order for them to be ready to take that next step, right? So I think things are improving very soon is kind of the sense I'm getting here. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. The Judgment card, yeah. I mean, this tends to show up when we feel that we're really compatible with somebody. It's, acting in alignment with our higher purpose, our higher goals. This tends to show me a couple that is very aligned in terms of their values, their beliefs, their compatibility. So I think things are actually really good for you guys. We've got a lot of really, really good energy. The only thing that I'll say is that, yeah, maybe you're feeling a little bit frustrated if things have not been moving as quickly, but I don't think the issue is that you're not going to get there. And maybe this can give you a little bit of reassurance where it's like, yeah, if they're just starting a business or if they're, dealing with the after effects of a divorce, it's like those things need to line up to be dealt with. And then once they are, that creates space for the two of you to really start to progress your connection, okay? Okay, so that's definitely reassuring. So let's look at you. Tell me about Leo's energy, please. Love that. Three of Pentacles. Basically giving the vibe that like you feel this is your lover, your best friend, you guys support each other. And you know how I was saying a moment ago, like maybe this person comes to you and says, thank you for being patient, thank you for supporting me. That's what the Three of Pentacles is. So you may be looking at this situation and being like, I'm maybe frustrated that things have not been moving as quickly, but if you're able to recognize why, then, I think you're okay being patient. Because if you're looking at it and you're like, I know they love me, but obviously they need to deal with their divorce before we take the next step. It's like you have a level of understanding that allows you to be patient in that situation. And the Three of Pentacles really supports that, Leo. Tell me more. Okay, Knight of Cups, beautiful. Super romantic energy. I think you love this person. Maybe even you're doing something romantic for them right now, Leo. Tell me more, please. And then the Knight of Wands, yeah. You know what this card is? It's not giving up, right? So I'm actually feeling really good about this because I think that there's a maturity that I see here in the connection where it's like, we talk a lot on my channel about how, life happens, life, gets in the way sometimes. And so there's an element here of knowing what's important to you and fighting for it and not walking away when things don't go exactly as we had hoped. Like timing is a big thing that often shows up in relationships. And it's like, the timing has to be right. You can't force it. You can't make it happen. And if you're able to approach it where you're like, I love this person, I'm committed to them, and I know we've got something good, it can help you, stay resilient basically in those moments, maybe when things are not moving as quickly as you had hoped. So the Nine of Wands to me is totally giving the vibe where you're like, I'm not walking away. I'm not giving up on this person. Okay, what could you be feeling? Okay, Ace of Swords. I almost feel like there could be a really, really good conversation that's happening between the two of you right now that gives clarity. My sense is that your person is initiating that, Leo. Because like I said, the overall energy was so good today with the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. And I was like, they're pursuing you. They're investing in you. They want to move things forward. And I feel they're going to be saying something to you in the near future that really reaffirms that and reaffirms that they want this future with you and gives you the clarity that you need. Tell me more, please. Six of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is a balanced relationship. It's a situation balancing out. There's reciprocity. There's give and take within the dynamic. So I think you feel that there's a really beautiful balance to this connection. Tell me more. And then the Chariot. Also really nice, you guys. Chariot is like getting ready to charge forward, getting excited about where you're headed. Your energy is really nice. Your energy is just giving me the vibe that you love this person and you feel confident that the two of you have a future together. And I feel like things are going to be picking up speed very soon, especially with that Chariot and also having the Knight of Swords in the overall energy, Leo. All right, so let's see what actions you could be taking right now. Queen of Cups. Pouring your heart out to them. Just kind of continuing to reassure them, yes, I love you, I'm here for you, I'm not going anywhere, right? Tell me more about what actions you're taking. Ooh, the Devil card. Okay, So the devil card is always interesting, you guys, because it can indicate something unhealthy going on, something toxic, in a more negative light. Excuse me, but in a more positive light, it can indicate like lust, attraction, desire. And so, like I said, we saw that your person has maybe been dealing with something in their life. We used the example of them maybe going through a divorce. Maybe there is some toxicity in that situation, unfortunately. I'm getting the message, stay out of it. I don't know why, but I feel like the devil is showing up, and it's like, I need to tell you the message, like, don't engage in anything toxic or negative, especially if it has nothing to do with you, right? Like if your person is going through some shit with their ex, that's with them and their ex. It's not really about you. So I feel like the more you can stay grounded in that Queen of Cups with your feelings and your love, and the more you can focus on like the healthy and positive aspects of your dynamic, and not ignore the negative, but like don't engage in the stuff that has nothing to do with you. Like if your person's got a lot of stress at work, for example, because they're starting a business, it's not your job to solve the stress, but what you can do is be a supportive partner, right? So it's like knowing the boundaries of when to engage and how to engage in a way that's being supportive, but don't let yourself get sucked into any of that negative energy as well. What other actions could you be taking? Take a look at that. The High Priestess. There's obviously a very strong soul connection here between you and this person, Leo. I think that the big thing that I'm seeing here is that, yeah, maybe things have been moving a little bit slower, but I think in your gut, you've been okay with it in a weird way, because your intuition is probably telling you like things are good here. Things, even if they're slower right now, there's so much love, there's so much intimacy, there's so much connection that it is going to pick up speed again, right? So it's like your intuition, I feel, is telling you to be patient. That's the message that I'm getting. Okay, so let's see what the potential outcome is here. The World. Absolutely beautiful, you guys. Okay, I love that. So the World, first of all, is about wrapping up a cycle. And I think that's why we're getting this big energy where I'm like, things could really be shifting. Like if things have not been moving quickly, after your person deals with whatever life situation they're dealing with and they kind of wrap up that cycle, you guys are free to move forward and really escalate the commitment, escalate, the planning for the future, all that good kind of stuff. And then the World is also a card of happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction. So, I just want to reiterate, Leo, like, remember the overall energy today, the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Beautiful vibes, steady relationship, invested in each other, taking steps to build a future. And then we wrap up the reading with a card that is about fulfillment, satisfaction, love between two people. So I think you guys are going to be just fine. I think your patience is going to pay off. And I think you have been patient. And I think that the energy here is suggesting that something is going to resolve soon, whether that's for you or your person. And it's like, it's going to create space for the two of you to start really taking the next step within your relationship. So that's what I see here, Leo. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And of course, I wish you love and happiness always, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.